Hey guys, Victor from Victor G Photography here, and today I just wanted to go over a quick box opening. I just got in the mail. This is the Nisi V5. This is a filter kit that goes on the front of your camera so that you'd be able to hold. This one holds, I think, 100 millimeter long frame filters, and so what I really wanted to get was just a kit, and I know a couple other people make them. I think Lead makes them. I think Hoya, just a couple other companies to name off the top of my head. But what really drew me to this one was that this one came with a polarizer attached into the internal frame that you'd be able to rotate and spin, as opposed to having to buy a separate one and putting it right on the front and then being able to turn that. And the reason why you get a polarizer is for when you're doing a lot of outdoor photography. So let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, so opening, actually not that hard to open, you know. So it comes with a leather-ish case. It holds, well, it's got everything nicely separated in there as well. So this is the holder, and then this is this is an 82 millimeter adapter ring, and then I assume all of these ones are the others. So you have 77, 72 millimeter, and 67. And I think that's going to be it as far as adapter rings that are going to fit into here. And then it also has your polarizer filter right here. Be careful not to touch the lens or anything like that. You don't want to get it dirty. So how it works is you would get your lens or your camera, put this right over here, and you would mount it to the front of the lens. So depending on the lens size, this mainly is marketing towards the higher ends, like the 2.8s and things like that, going from 67 to 82 millimeter. This one would fit perfectly on my 24 to 72.8 from Tamron. And so what this would do is you just screw this onto it, and then this would slide the opposite direction, and it would lock in place via this little tab. You pull it and it locks right in place. So it's not going to go anywhere. You can then spin, there's a little dial right here that will actually spin the polarizer. And then in the front right here is where you would actually put the filters in. So let us put it together real quick. You want to make it tight, but you don't want to make it too tight so that it becomes almost impossible to come off later. I think that's going to be good. Let's see how this goes on. Alright, so as far as how it goes on, it's pretty user-friendly. I didn't feel like there's much of a learning curve to go with it. Let me see about trying to put in the polarizer though. So if I'm not mistaken, it would just go right in the front and should just screw on. Nope. It probably actually goes on the inside, so let's see.
Hey, listen.
Not now, Navi. Oh, okay, so it actually doesn't screw in. What does screw in? Well, let's figure this out. Okay. So when you're screwing it in, you want to kind of hold down the little buttons right here, because the whole thing will spin instead of you being able just to thread it onto the receiver. And so once it's in, you're able to spin the polarizer just like this, and then for added protection, this will fit right on top of it. And I don't think that's going to go anywhere. Hopefully. that kind of makes me worry a little bit. But we'll see. See how easy it is to take it off. Not very. Okay, and then so what you do is you would slide in your different filters right in the front. I actually have a couple. Don't mind my mess. So this one is a ND4 filter that I also got in today. And so what these do is these would just slide down right on here. Now this one is 100 millimeter by 150, this glass, so that I'm able to get a little bit more length as far as being able to slide it in and out. It actually is a little hard to slide it in. You're getting a little bit of resistance. I don't want to like force it, then I feel like I might break it. It does have these screws right here, so I might actually play with it just a little bit. But other than that, that's pretty good. Yeah. So the reason why I did get this is, like I said, I'm starting to do a lot more wildlife and landscape photography, and I really needed a system that I'd be able to use to have different filters on top, not just ND filters, but also graduated ND filters. And I also wanted to have a polarizer. And so all the ones that I had seen online, they, like I said, they have the polarizer on the front that you'd be able to rotate. And I just felt like it let in a lot of, the way that everything was stacked kind of would let in a lot of light leakage. And then I've also seen ones that just screw right onto the lens itself, and then that's really hard to turn or to rotate, because then you have to spin this, and that's kind of defeats the purpose of having this, especially with a gradiated ND filter. So I'm pretty happy with this. I like it a lot. I'm going to play with it a little bit more, see about how hard it is to get this off. But other than that, I would definitely recommend it. This is the Nisi V5 100 millimeter filter holder kit.